it's more than just a renewals checklist. It is a procedure that builds into the whole business in terms of development.
I do believe there is a danger that the renewals procedure can become quite a task and a process in itself, and it's only when there's a problem that that actions are taken. I think the process that we've developed takes a proactive view, so you anticipate where you think the problems could be, the challenges could be, and you actually work to prevent them rather than firefighting in the event of those issues. And I think that's an integral part. Another aspect for me is that you know, in any business you should be able to predict and project the outcome of that month's activity, and all too often there is a lack of understanding about what that month's retention is going to look like, and it's lots of sort of fingers crossed and we hope that we might be okay sort of thing. Whereas I generally believe if there is an insight at the beginning, that can really stand you in good stead as you go throughout the month, where you're constantly reviewing it and you're projecting what that end of month position is going to be. And an integral part of that are the use of the renewal surgeries that we are advocating under the Boston Tullis procedure, which actually encourages you to sit down from a management point of view and talk about the tactics. It's not necessarily the what, but the how as well. How are you going to engage in that client? What are the tactics you're going to deploy in order to get the best results? All too often we neglect the engagement piece in favour of following and adhering to the process. So to me, it's all about those little opportunities to interject and influence the outcome rather than putting out the fire when it started.
You mentioned earlier, and we've spoken about it offline, the May figures for one particular broker, regardless of a decrease in new business, an increase in overall revenue, just by following the RAG renewal process, which I think is amazing.
Exactly, and in that particular instance, they knew that in the last week there was a deficit of about 4,000 in premium terms, but by actually being cited on that and by rallying the troops and having a bit of fun in the office about upselling and cross-selling, and focusing on every single client, making sure that they were very attentive and in touch with every client, they managed to write an extra £10,000 in the last week, which meant that they actually wrote more than the same year, the same month last year, even though the new business was significantly down on the figures from last year. I also think in the current climate, it's naive to expect new business to be plentiful. Whilst there are opportunities, inevitably, the economy is not in a great place. There's a lot of nervousness. A lot of businesses are actually retrenching rather than moving forward. So it makes sense to me to focus on your existing client base. These are people that you know, they know you. There is an inherent loyalty, as we said before, and if you can make sure that they are receiving the attention that they need, you can actually go a long way towards achieving your own financial goals without relying upon new business. And new business, not only is it risky, it's hard work, it's probably the biggest activity which wastes time in our industry. It's a dangerous focus of your resource, whereas retention is a known quantity, it's a known client, and if you look after them properly, you're making sure that they're fully covered, you can actually go a long way to achieving your goals.